been several months since this old girl's been back to the yard here. Pretty much it left out for Kansas City there at the 1st of July or into June. And here it is, well, today's the day after Christmas. I guess we got it back here Christmas Eve. And all day yesterday on Christmas, I worked on sorting logs. Now Johnny's out here this morning sorting. We've got flatbeds to load first thing this morning. So we're gonna get them loaded. Each log goes, the reason why they're sorted in different piles is there's a sort and a grade for all those, as you can imagine. There's 2 more different sorts up through there. Of course these are yet to be sorted. There's some tabletop stuff in the back. Everything goes on a separate load and they're color coordinated. So we just match the colors, put them in the pile, then they go on a truck. So primarily, we just use the skid steer with the Utsi bar there to sort these logs. I'll load them with the Star. Some of them, then the Komatsu's inside. Johnny's already had it warming up this morning. Sometimes technology's grand. But yeah, so he's already had the Komatsu warming up just a little bit, which I'd rather not run it in here. We've got ventilation, but still, like right now, it's a little smoky in here. You can smell it. But so he'll use that probably to load the tabletop logs, which are there in the back. The tabletop logs are the bigger logs, of course, as most of you guys know. For you guys that don't, they're bigger logs. Our tabletop market's 25 inches in diameter and bigger. We don't get a lot of those logs anymore. I know 25 inches doesn't sound like a big log, but it's pretty good size anymore. It's just few and far between on the big tabletop logs, and really the better tabletops 30 inches and bigger, and those are very, very few and far between. But a little brisk day, calling for a little snow. I think starting sometime this afternoon. We actually had some flurries yesterday morning. We're supposed to have some more rock coming this week, fingers crossed. Because we got a lot of rock we need to lay down up here where Brandon kind of cut that down. We've got rock that's starting to that drains right into there, I guess. So we need to put some rock in there. And we've got a bunch of big 4 to 6 inch going in the back. So a lot of work going on at the yard this week because it's pretty wet to get in the woods anywhere for us. We had a couple inches of rain over the weekend. So good week to do yard work. Oh, the shop floor is dirty. But as I was away looking at timber, this come in. Johnny was here when they made the delivery. As bad as I hate to say it, this stuff's here to stay, unfortunately. You know, we've got 3 trucks, a skid steer that all take it. Any newer equipment we buy in the future is probably going to have it, so I figure you might as well just buy it in bulk and have it here. We go through a lot of it. That little thing, you'd think there's a hole in the tank as much as it goes through. Honestly, it probably uses more than anything we have. That and that 5500 Ram, it seems to really drink death as well. But I got this off Amazon. I think I gave $1,124, and there was a $75 delivery fee for this 330 gallon tote of DEF. I tried getting it from my local O'Reilly's. They're supposed to price match things. They would not price match it, and I think they were like $2,200 and some for the same tote of blue DEF. Of course, I guess a name brand and DEF fluid. Now, I myself, when I'm buying it, you can see over there on the back of the truck, there's O'Reilly's brand DEF fluid, so I just buy the cheapest DEF I can shove in there usually. But we've got it. It's here. Once it was delivered, we were able to use the old Yale forklift back here. That thing has just been a lifesaver upon lifesaver upon lifesaver. I told Johnny today, I said, you know, we just need to take a few days to spend some time and money on this old girl to kind of, it's got a few leaks, as you can tell. I think it come over on the Mayflower, but we just need to spend a little time and money on it to kind of get it up to par where it all works good, because that thing is so handy. It's so handy to have a little forklift in the shop. Just to, you never know whether you're lifting totes of DEF fluid or skidder chains, skidder tires, pallets of engine oil. We buy all of our engine oil in bulk now. So you just never know. Handy to have. I think we've got another load of rock being delivered. We do. Back to rock in the yard. Putting down that 4 to 6 inch stuff, the big rock. We're tired of messing with the 2 inch. Good friend Jason there, keeping us in rock. He's the only guy I get my rock from. I have him delivered anyway. So anyway, Johnny's been working on the 548. He's got a lot of the new lights. He's got them in. We decided to replace, and I bought these earlier this year. These are Vision X lights. These are the same lights they put on the Timber Pro feller bunchers. They're not cheap, but after being around my good friend Michael's feller buncher and seeing what the light situation looked like, I was like, man, I really need some of these. So we're replacing all the original John Deere halogens with these Vision X LEDs. Super bright, because this time of year we do run at night a lot, especially when we rely on cold weather when it gets nasty like it is right now. We rely on the cold, and a lot of times we have to run at night when it's frozen. And ever since I bought this place, I always kind of had in my mind we'd have trucks come through this direction right here. And of course, as you can see, we have been. And when they come through here, they got to come through empty. I've come through loaded a few times, not when it's this soft, but you really got to give her the beans when you come through here. But we're going to go ahead the next day and tomorrow, get all this rock. That way there's a good entrance, exit way for the trucks. Eventually we want to get a lot of this rock, this through here. I was talking to Johnny today. I think I would like to pour a concrete pad right here, kind of have a wash bay area. We want to put our wood stove right in this corner. At least this way, you know, we can bring wood through this door to feed our wood stove. We've got water access right there. So I think this would be a good little place for our wash bay area. Of course, you've got another entryway into the shop. Pull straight through here. It's a lot of work getting things how you want it. But these old dreary days where it's raining, you can't do anything. It's always good for stuff like this.
Ready to get biblical?
Turn them on.
Let there be light.
Oh, wow.
Man,
Those are bright.
360 degrees, man. You have pretty good visibility.
This thing's awesome when it works right. But we found a few flaws from the factory that we're addressing. Some leaks. Things are jammed in there very tight from the factory. John's working on now. We found some fittings and stuff that weren't exactly tight. And again, it works good when it works right. And there's a bit of a learning curve to it. And I think we've kind of got that figured out now. As you can see, it doesn't come out straight either. That's the next thing we're complaining about. And it's not a bent bar, it's just how things are shoved in there. But, there's about 1 3/8 inches difference in the angle from the back of the bar to the front of the bar when it's extended all the way down, parallel to the forks. So right now, Johnny's working on the oiler.
Sling a bunch of oil.
I don't think it's slinging too much, if any.
I wonder if I put enough in there.
So it's wet around the fitting.
It is that one, it looks like a little bit.
Well, that fitting down below there's the one I seen.
With
It
oil
was
on
wet.
it.
Yeah, it was wet around the fitting. It's like they didn't get the hoses crimped good enough or something.
Right, and it's dripping off of the one straight above it too.
So we found a couple leaking lines around fittings, we think.
It's all the way out of depth and you put it like in limp mode.
Yeah, it's all the way out, yeah. I ran the skid steer out of depth the other day. But for doing this, it shouldn't matter.
I clear the ground.
Yeah, you're good. She wet?
Looks like it.
Yeah, I see.
Definitely is on the back side of that line.
Yep, I see
The
it.
line itself is bad.
It's leaking out of the bottom of that line too there, see?
Yeah,
There at the
it's-
bottom.
I can see it coming out of this collar big time on the back.
Yep. So, after taking some lines off, we discovered one of the reasons why we got a leak. See how that fitting's all dinged up? Never is sealing up tightly. So that could be one of the main reasons why we're leaking a lot of oil. I'm still not feeling real good, so it's a good day just to work in the shop until I get to feeling a little better. I hate to be back out in the cold and sweating and prolonging the sickness, so we got plenty of things to work on here, so let's look at the next one. Did you take that out, Benny?
Huh?
Did you take that valve out?
I left it in the machine, but I put that up here for you.
I don't know. So the curl feature on this loader, all of a sudden in the yard one day last week, we were running it, or Johnny was, and the bucket or the forks, I guess, whatever, it just kept wanting to curl up, like even in the neutral position, wanting to curl up. You could curl down, but as soon as you got done curling down, it just wanted to curl up and kept constant hydraulic pressure and strain on the engine. So we tore into that here Saturday, I guess, and we found a particle kind of holding the valve open, and that's what Benny's been working on the last couple days, is getting all that squared away and buttoned up. One thing, you guys know, I like everything to work right, and that's what I love about having this big shop, is we can get everything in here. We can work on things we need to. If you got light to work after hours, you're out of the wind. We're getting ready to put a wood stove over in here, so with the insulation, it should keep things fairly warm, at least keep the chill knocked down anyway.